Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today today gonna be one of them days. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So yesterday, this bombshell story dropped surrounding Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers trying to circumvent the NBA salary cap and essentially breaking the rules, right? And, a lot of people are talking about this. This is a major, major scandal right now that's going down in the NBA. Has already started to conduct their investigation. And we've heard from various people, mostly we heard from journalists and independent guys in media. But the one group we haven't heard from yet, or we hadn't heard from at the time, was from NBA players. Right? We didn't get a sense to hear what these guys think. Now, why is that important? Because essentially, this case is about a team going under the table to circumvent the rules and a player willing to accept money that he shouldn't be receiving, which also speaks to the ethics of the NBA players as well. So I was very keen to kind of hear what players are going to say about this. So I tuned into this episode of Road Tripping from their podcast with Shannon Fry, Kendrick Perkins, and Richard Jefferson. And from the onset, Richard Jefferson clearly stated he would have done it too. And then when it came time for Kendrick Perkins to speak, he decided to take it a step further and say, look, this goes on all the time in the NBA. And I'm like, well, the curtains are finally dropping. Take a listen to what these folks had to say here.
So two things. You want the medium picture or the big picture first?
The medium.
Okay.
Big. We all go big.
Right. So here's the thing. One, I believe that Kawhi Leonard is getting too much heat for this shit. Right? Any player would have taken that shit. That shouldn't be on Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, when he's negotiating a contract, and this is how it happens with all players who's negotiating deals. They have an agent in place who I believe is Uncle Dennis for Kawhi Leonard. I may be wrong, but I believe it's Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis he represents Kawhi Leonard. Okay? When you sign a contract extension or you sign with a new team, how many pages is that?
Lots.
Who on this, Richard, have you ever looked through your entire contract?
I can lie to you. I can lie to you and say yes.
You can lie. Okay. Janet, you know what? You might have. You might have.
He can't eat chicken without choking. He definitely read his whole contract.
What? I don't even like reading.
Bro, I've never read my entire contract. That's why you have an agent in place, right? An agent finding things like, hey, we got the deal. Here's some of it, right? Here's the contract, but I got to go change paragraph such and such on page such and such because I don't like this, right? The agent job is to make sure, one, they protect you, and two, get you max amount of dollars, right? Like, you got to get your bread. Now, Kawhi signed on the dotted line, right? Pretty sure it was like, hey, we're going to add this extra incentive. We can't max you out. We need to keep this money. This is how we're going to do it. Kawhi is doing nothing else that nobody else in the league does as far as when they sign their paperwork. All I'm saying is, again, look who's running the organization outside of Steve Ballmer. Here we go. Lawrence Frank once again. Right? I've been on here. No one trusts Lawrence Frank. All of a sudden, Lawrence Frank, who's running the organization under Steve Ballmer, this comes out. Okay, cool. But the Clippers need to be getting more heat about this than Kawhi Leonard does. Okay, that's number one. Big picture. Allie, is no integrity no more. I tell my wife this all the time. Vanity is so green to the world. Nothing in this world, when you're being successful, and it goes to show you that billionaires cut side deals in whatever they do. Billionaires have under the table going on every single day. That's how they get ahead. When it comes down to even in our talk about trades, right? Like when we talk about how a team stole a player and doing free agency, right? Agents cut side deals. Hey, I will get you such and such if you re-sign and max out this guy. Like, underhand deals happen all the time, not just in the sports world, but in America. No one has ever gotten ahead by being honest. You can't make me believe that. No one. It's always something, whether it's, I'm not saying they're cheating, I'm not saying they're doing nothing illegal, but you can get ahead by the relationships. People take for granted when they say, oh yeah, it's who you know, not what you know. Well, no, even when you look at, no, but see, here goes some real here. If you want to keep it a buck in the media landscape, a lot of personalities are represented by the top dogs. Top dogs, relationships matter, right? So it's not like, let's not everybody who got something to say, the Kawhi Leonard scandal. No, side deals go on all the time in the United States.
So you heard what they had to say. What I think these guys are saying is most fans live in a bubble, in the sense that they live in a false reality. And they're really exposing you guys to what really goes on. Even the moderator said, well, there are no ethics. He's like, no, there aren't. No, there aren't, because the goal is to make as much money as you can. Now, if you listen to Kendrick Perkins, essentially what he's saying is that what Kawhi did is not outside the norm. He's saying that, and that's why he's saying you shouldn't be so hard on Kawhi, because guys do this all the time. But what they're also saying is that Kawhi's representation didn't do a good enough job in protecting him. They're not saying that Kawhi Leonard is this a scoundrel, because they're saying that this happens all the time. They're admitting it. Not one person in this sound, 2, 3, Kendrick, Channing, Richard. They're all saying that this is standard behavior in the NBA, and Kendrick tried to make it make a macro point, which was this happens in various industries, right? And that's true as well. Like there's quid pro quo, and I can't even say the damn term. This happens all the time, right? So you have that aspect of it. To me, I think that this is turning into, like, you know, you got the Epstein files, like the Kawhi Leonard files. I think that if this thing blows up, it could have massive implications. Why? Well, if we're going to investigate this one, Pablo just recently said the next contract he may look into is Jalen Brunson's contract with the Knicks. As you guys know, he deferred some money. He decided to take less money to allow more space under the cap to sign other guys, right? Well, he's like, well, maybe we need to look into that. Well, while you at it, let's look into everything. Go back and look into the 2011 Miami Heat. Look into Clutch Sports and their relationship to LeBron and how there's no tampering connections there. How is that possible? How is that possible? How is Clutch Sports even able to operate? You have that instance there. You could really, if they really want to go in depth with this, they should go all the way. They should go all the way, and I'm not sure the NBA wants that. Because then what we're going to be dealing with is corruption in sports, which is even bigger than Kawhi Leonard. But do you really believe that everything that you see and everything that they tell you is true? Are you really that naive? Are you really that naive? For Kawhi Leonard to allegedly have done what he did, and for these guys to say it's normal, it means that this must happen all the time. All the time. And to have NBA players say, I'm not saying it. A journalist isn't saying it. They're saying it. I think then that should be the wake-up call to a lot of fans. It's like, wake up, smell of cocoa, welcome to reality. This is the way the world actually works. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.